Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm up 37's on the screen. Let's get started, please. It shouldn't take you long. Copy and. All right. Check with the neighbor, see what they got. They should be done by now. Okay. All right. So let's go with number 1A. I'm going to go here to the front. Let's start with Maria. How did you break down the 24 and the 40? Eight. So 8 times 3 and 8 times 5. Giant 1 is 8. Should have gotten 3/5. Hands have got 3/5. All right, good. Let's go to 1B. Gloria, what was our GCF for the numerator? Three. What else? X. And that leaves us with X minus 3 over. How about the denominator? What are my factors for the denominator? Martin, what'd you get for the factors for the denominator? X squared minus 9 becomes what? X minus 3 and X plus 3. So you do square root of that, that's X times X. Square root of that, that's 3 times 3. 1 negative, 1 positive. And our giant 1, everyone, X minus 3, that leaves us with 3X over X plus 3. And if you got that by yourself, all right. Next, I need two factors for this one. Share with your neighbor, and then I'm going to have, let's see, continuing on. Yeah, let's see. Two factors, negative 30 and positive 1. All right, check with your neighbor, see what they got for those. All right, yeah, let's see, what were our two factors? Negative what? So the question is, what two numbers multiply give me negative 30? And when you combine them or add them, give us positive 1. All right. Let's help her out, Diami. What'd you get? 5. 5 and 6. But one of them is negative. Which ones are negative? 5. So therefore, X minus 5 and X plus 6. Hands if you got that by yourself. All right. Next, we need two factors for number 3. And once again, there's a 5 in the front. So 5 times 6 is 30. And then 13 down here. Two numbers I multiplied to give me 30 are 10 times 3. When you add them, give us 13. However, we have this 5 in the front. So, by looking at it, can we reduce this one? Yes. So, Michelle, what is our factor if this one can be reduced? What is it? It's, if we divide by 5 top and bottom, it's what? 1 over 2. So my factor is plus 2. Yeah, that is correct. How about this one right here? Can we reduce that one anymore, Victoria? No? So what would be my factor? That is correct. Hands if you got that by yourself. All right, not bad, not bad. Go to number 4. I need an equation in y form. Y equals what? Show your neighbor your equation for number 4. And then we're going to substitute -1, 0, and 1 in there to get 3 answers for that. So equation in y form. Let's go, Renzo. What is it? What? Guys, we've been doing this all week, right? Am I right or am I right? Okay. So by now we should know how to solve for y by getting rid of the x and getting rid of the numbers. So, help them out, Daniela. What'd you get? Y equals what? You're still solving it? All right, help her out, Sule. All right, let me go over this one more time. This is basic stuff, guys. Minus 12x minus 12x. Negative 3y equals negative 12x minus 15. Divide by negative 3. Y equals 4x plus 5. Hands if you got that. All right. So if we substitute these values, start with -1 in here. Our y is what? Go with Jacob. Y equals +1. Hands if you got +1. That is correct. Because -1 times 4 is -4 plus 5 is +1. Next one. Substitute 0. Diana, what'd you get? 5 is correct. Let's go to the last one, which is 1. Substitute that in there, and we get what? Oscar. 9. That is correct. Check your work, please. All right, let's go to number 5. So one thing that I'm noticing from some of you is either you're not finishing up your warm-up or you're not finishing up your warm-ups. One or the other. So, denominators. 9 becomes 3 times 3. 6 becomes 3 times 2. Bring down the 2. Bring down the 1. So, what does this one have that this one needs? A 3. So now what does this one have that this one needs? A 2. So, common denominator is 12 and 12. Yes? Yes? Oh, okay, just checking. I wanted to see who was paying attention. Some of you are like, I don't know where you guys are at. You guys okay? You're like, just bring on the pop parts of Mr. Q. All right, I got you. So 18. So this is 4, and this is 3. So common denominator 18. Combine the numerators. That's 7. There it is. All right, man, that took us a while. My goodness. Copy the agenda. Warm-up 36. Rational functions. Tonight's home plate. Play sheet 10.7b. Odds. Odds only. All right, copy this code to access the home plate. QGVAT. Write that down. QGVAT. Q, G, Z, A, and T. All right? So, last night's home plate were even, so go to Canvas, turn that in, please. Tonight's our odds. I only want you to do numbers 1 through 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. All right, and then get a Cornell note ready. We're going to do some more practice here just to make sure we got it. Give you some. All right, here we go. Thank you for turning that in. Once again, don't fall behind. This second quarter, like I said, it's going to increase in rigor. I don't know if you guys already noticed it. Little by little, here it goes. We still haven't even gotten to functions. These are just equations. Still need to get the transformations and all that. All right, here we go. I can solve rational equations. I can solve rational equations. I can solve rational equations. So what concept are we still on? On rational equations. We have a Freyer model that we took notes on that look like this. And it said that rational equations are equations that contain at least one fraction or a rational expression. Then got some hashtags. There it is. Then I gave you guys some steps to follow. First step, if the rational equation is a proportion, you cross multiply and solve. If it's not, then you follow the following steps. Find the least common denominator, multiply the entire equation by the least common denominator, and then simplify and solve. So yesterday we did this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. That's where we left off. Is that correct? All right, copy this one, please. Oh, and here's the work for that one. Look how beautiful that looks. A t-shirt, $10, right, Naila? Copy this, please. Example 2Q. 2 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x equals 5 over 2x. Focus, please. Once again, you should be ahead of me, but here we go. Let's do this one together. Question, is this a proportion? No, because we have two fractions on one side, one fraction on the other, so it's not. So we don't do cross multiplication. We go straight to least common denominator. So over here to the right of your paper, write L.C.D. And we write our three denominators. What are my three denominators? X plus 1. We got x, and we got 2x. So, start with the smallest ones. Look at this one and look at this one. What does this one need that the other one has? The 2. So my common denominator for these two is 2x. So now all we have left is the binomial in that one. And what did I say yesterday? Once you're left with a binomial and a small one, you just write it out as a multiplication. And this is my L.C.D. So, once you have our L.C.D., step 2 says, or the next step says, multiply the entire equation by the L.C.D. I'm going to switch to blue. My L.C.D. was 2x, x plus 1. And I'm going to write that over 1. All right? So here we go. What did I ask you to do when we got to that step? I said, rewrite your equation first, but extend the fraction bars. Trying to make it obvious here, I rewrote this equation exactly the same, but I did what? I extended the fraction bars first. Does everybody see that? All right. Why do you do that, Mr. Q? Because now I'm going to be able to multiply this into each numerator. So 2x, x plus 1 times 2, I just write it here. times 2x, x plus 1. I do that again for the next numerator. So 3 times 2x, x plus 1. Next numerator times 2x, x plus 1. We're done with this step. What is the last step? It says simplify and solve. How do I simplify, Mr. Q? Well, identify any giant ones. You see a giant 1? Yes, this one and that one. They cross out. What does that leave us? 2 times 2x, that is 4x. Next, what do you see here? What's my giant 1? The x, so cross out the x's. And we have 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. What is that? This is 6. Distribute that in here, and that gives us 6x plus 6. Does everybody see that? Equals. What's our giant 1 on the last fraction? The 2x. And we're left with the 5 and the parentheses, so we distribute the 5 here and here. So that gives us 5x plus 5. We good? All right, from there let's solve. Line down the equal sign, we need to get all the x. Let's simplify the left side. Can we combine stuff? Yes, this is 10x plus 6 equals 5x plus 5. Let's get all the x's to one side. I start with the smallest one, so I subtract 5x, subtract 5x. That leaves me with 5x plus 6 equals 5. What's my last step? Oh no, next step, minus 6 minus 6. 5x equals negative 6. And last but not least, divide by 5. Divide by 5. Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot to subtract here. I did that to see if you guys were paying attention. Negative 6 plus 1, plus 5, that's negative 1. So our answer is x equals negative 1/5. Are we doing good? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. All right, are we done? Let me zoom out. No, what does it say here? Excluded values. Tell your neighbor what to write to get our excluded values, and then Autumn's going to enlighten us with the next steps. All right, Autumn, tell me what to write. Okay, so tell me what to write. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That is correct. And we solved. Minus 1, x equals negative 1. This one's already solved. Divide by 2. X equals 0. But we already have it. We don't repeat it. So my excluded values are 0 and negative 1. Are any of those the answer over here? No. Send that in, please. I want to see your notes. Copy this one. Example 2 super Q. We got 2 over y plus 1 plus 1 over y plus 1 equals 4 over y. All right, look at it. Tell your neighbor if this is a proportion. No, because we have two fractions equal to one fraction. Huh, Leo? All right, and you're not on your phone, right? All right, good. All right, so Leo's going to guide us through the L.C.D. since he's already on the ball. All right, so I write my denominators, y plus 1, y plus 1, and y. So, Leo, do we have any common denominators already? Which ones? So these become 1, so y plus 1, because they're common. And now we're left with a binomial and a monomial, or a little one and a big one. So what do we write, Leo? Close. Just write it out before you multiply it. Y times y plus 1. That is correct. This is our L.C.D. So now we're going to multiply the entire equation times the L.C.D. So we write y times y plus 1 over 1 . All right, so to multiply that, we rewrite the equation but extend the bars, yeah? Is everybody following? Once again, guys, as we go throughout the school year, I'm going to be using different colors for different parts of the process so it's easier to absorb the processes and the concepts. Make sure if you are one of those that needs the extra support, bring your colored pens. Blah. So let's distribute this one to the first numerator. So to the 2, so it's times y plus 1. To the next one, times y plus 1. To the last one, times y plus 1. So we're done with that step. We go to the last step, which is to simplify and solve. So let's go with the first fraction. Tell your neighbor the giant 1 for the first fraction. Everyone. Y plus 1, and that leaves us with what? 2y plus. What's the next giant 1? Renzo. Okay, some of you are distracted. I don't know what's going on, but you need to stay focused. Y plus 1. That leaves us with 1y equals. The giant 1 for the last one is what? Y. We have this 4. Distribute here and here, and that leaves us with 4y plus 4. All right? Let's simplify one of the sides. What is 2y plus 1y? That is 3y equals 4y plus 4. All right, let's get all the y's to one side. I'm going to start with the smallest one, minus 3y minus 3y. That leaves us with 0 equals y plus 4. And to leave the y by itself, we subtract 4 from each side, so that leaves us with negative 4 equals y. Let me zoom out. No, that's fine. You can do either one. Minus 3y from the 4y. Right here. So this is 0. But whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. So what is 4y minus 3y? 1y. Right here? Yeah, so you need to go back to your basic swatch. So this is 3 positive y's, this is 3 negative y's. So this cancels, this cancels, this cancels, and it leaves us with. All right, are we done? No, before Leo leaves, he's going to guide us with EV. Oh, yes, you are. Tell me what to write. Y plus 1 equal to 0. And then? Y plus 1 equal to 0. Y equal to 0. So this one's already solved. Do we need to rewrite this one, guys? No, we already have it. And then minus 1, y equals negative 1. So our excluded values are negative 1 and 0. All right? A little bit better? Yes? From 1 to 5, I'll come through you with these. Where are we at? 4, 5, 4, 5. All right, send that in, please. All right, thank you for sending that in. All right, so in your home play that some of you are doing right now, I don't know why. In your home play that some of you are doing now, there was some problems that said something about extraneous solutions. Let me explain what that is. We didn't get to that yesterday, but here it is. Look up. Whenever they talk about extraneous solutions, pay attention to this part. Let me pause the music. If the solution to the equation that you solved is an excluded value, then it cannot be a solution. You're like, what? Yeah. So if you solve the equation and it says, let's say it's x equals 23, and then you get the denominator, set them equal to 0, find the excluded value, and one of the excluded values is 23. Can you use 23? No, that's what we call extraneous solutions. You're like, oh. So, let's do one of those. Bless you. Copy this one. Example number 3. Bless you. Bless you. We still haven't gone to transformations. You guys are sighing. What? Right. This is like tic-tac-toe. This is, you know what I'm saying? You haven't gotten to the chess game yet. Okay, here we go. Example number 3. 1 over x plus 1 plus x over x minus 3 equals 12 over x squared minus 2x minus 3. So, question, is that a proportion? No, it's not, Mr. Q. So that means we need to find our what? L.C.D. Go over here to the right. My denominators are x plus 1, x minus 3, and x squared minus 2x minus 3. All right, so notice that the first two denominators do not look like the third one. Is that correct? But can we break up the third one to make it look like these? Negative 3, negative 2. What two numbers multiply give me negative 3 when you add them give us negative 2? negative 3 and 1. So my factors for that one are x minus 3, x plus 1. So, check this out. I'm going to start with this one first. What does this one need that this one has? Let me repeat that again. What does this one need that this denominator has? X plus 1, is that correct? So, x plus 1. So my common denominator for these two is x minus 3 and x plus 1. All right, next, look up. Now I have this one and this one. What does this one need that this one has? X minus 3. So that means now these two, our common denominator is x minus 3, x plus 1, and that is our L.C.D. So now that we have our L.C.D, what do? We multiply the entire equation times the L.C.D. X minus 3, x plus 1 over 1. Let's rewrite this equation. 1, x plus 1 plus x, bless you, x minus 3 equals 12 x squared minus 2x minus 3. How are we doing, Julian? Good? All right. So, let's distribute this to the first numerator right there. So this is times x minus 3, x plus 1. Straight to the second numerator. Times x minus 3, x plus 1. To the last one. X minus 3, x plus 1. All right, let's simplify. What's our giant one for the first fraction, people? X plus 1, and that leaves us with 1 times x minus 3, x minus 3. Or if you distribute the 1 here, it gives us that. Plus, what's our giant one for the second fraction? X minus 3. So that leaves us with x and x plus 1. So distribute the x here. That gives us x squared plus x equals. What's our giant one for the last one? Let's see if you catch it. Did you catch it, Carlos? What's our giant one? Everything removed. Because this bottom one, what are the factors for that one? X minus 3 and x plus 1. So these become only 12. Oh. All right, let's combine stuff. Let's see. Bring down the x squared. What is x times x? That's 2x. Bring down the negative 3. All that equal to 12. We still need to set it up equal to 0. So what do I do with that 12? Subtract 12. Subtract 12. X squared plus 2x minus 15. Tell your neighbor what two numbers multiply give me negative 15, and when you add them give us positive 2. What two numbers multiply give me negative 15, when you add them give us 12. All right, looks like Sarah's got it. All right, Kiana. She said -3 and 5. Hands if you got that. That is correct. So we got x minus 3, x plus 5, all that equal to 0. From there we said each one equal to 0. Solve. Plus 3, x equals 3, minus 5 minus 5, x equals -5. These are my solutions. Let me zoom out. However, are we done, Leo? What do we need? Excluded values. Ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. Tell me what to write, Leo. So this one equal to 0, but don't we already have those factors here? And didn't we already put them equal to 0? All right, so let's just solve this. -1 minus 1, x equals -1, plus 3, x equals 3. So my excluded values are -1 and 3. Tell your neighbor if there's something that is off there. Does everybody see it? What is the excluded value that we cannot use? The 3. Notice over here it was part of our solution, so this is what I want you to do. Look up. You cross it out. Point over here, and then you just write extraneous. Extraneous. That means we cannot use the 3. So our only solution is what? -5. Ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. Yes. The only time what? Yeah. All right. Send me your notes, please. Let's see what you did. And I'm going to stop right there. Once again, put in some work for your home plate tonight, because tomorrow's Friday. Ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha. Those of you following on YouTube, make sure you get some practice in. See you guys next time. Peace.